Justin. 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 No, you don't.
Nice. We're down two people tonight.
All right, we will call this July 18, 2024 full council meeting to session. At this time, I ask you to stand and join me in a moment of silence. You can reflect, meditate, or this time I used to pray to my God. And then please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance after 60 seconds. All right, if you would join me. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Ms. Skelton, will you give us a roll call?
Mr. George. Ms. Barraza.
Here.
Ms. Young.
Here.
Mr. Olson. Mr. Bradley. Mr. Westcott.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Gray.
Here.
Mr. Keller.
Here.
Mayor Teague.
Here.
Mr. Smith and
Aye.
myself. You have a quorum, barely.
Barely. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, have you had an opportunity to view the minutes from the June meeting?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, minutes will be approved. All right, at this time, Ms. Ashley Rogers, our finance director, will come and give us our finance report.
Good evening. We are in June. Our June revenues were $1,343,353 in the general fund. We are 0.11% above budget year to date. Our sales tax and turnback was $1,054,685, and our franchise fees and permits were $42,900. Here we have a tax revenue comparison for the city and county sales tax year to date. This is the city's portion of the county sales tax that we're looking at here. So we are up 0.89% over prior year for the city and 6.3% over prior year in the county. For the city and county actual to budget, the city is below budget 3.10%, and county is above by 1.49%. Our June expenditures from the general fund was $1,365,798. That's personnel-related expenditures of $1,141,549, and utilities and other was $224,249. We are 3.05% above budget year to date. Our June revenues in the street fund were $1,025,171. That is $652,105 of the 2021 sales tax. Our state turnback and ad valorem tax was $228,133. We earned $142,493 of interest. We did have a negative adjustment on the half-cent road tax of $360, and we had $2,800 in street cutting permit revenue. The street operating revenue is 20.2% above projections, 6.45% above if interest is not considered. Our June expenses from the street fund were $799,806. That is personnel-related expense of $128,496. Utilities and other is $44,846. We had capital spending of $2,324 for a mobile workstation. And then we spent $583,630 for the downtown project and $40,510 on sidewalk connectivity in Prairie Creek. The 2021 sales tax spending was $145,691 for drainage maintenance and pavement preservation. For the economic development funds, in June, we had $124,457 in revenue. That is $93,158 in new sales tax, $26,799 in interest, and $4,500 in rent. Our June expenditures were $4,321 for the remaining costs on EMS equipment. The balance of our various economic development funds at June 30th is $5,983,825. For the capital assets fund, our June revenues were $1,780 in interest, and we spent $5,121 on AC repairs for the building. And here we have our unspent balance of the 2021 1-cent sales tax at June 30th. It's $22,428,936. And here we have your 70, 10, 10, and 10 breakdown between street, RFD and RPD capital, parks, and the economic development and capital.
Thank you, Ms. Rogers.
Thank you, guys.
All right, moving along to the mayor's report. Consideration of a reappointment of Brian Fisher to Russellville Housing Authority as the chairman and appointment of Jill Ward as a new board member to Russellville Housing Authority.
Motion to approve?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, that will be approved. All right, tonight's departmental report is Tanessa Vaughn from Human Resources. Come on down.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Mayor, council, city employees, and citizens. Thank you for allowing me to speak tonight and present a report on the status of city employees and the events that shaped our workforce. The paper report is included in your packets, and I welcome any questions and encourage you to contact my office. It's my pleasure to present a report tonight that reflects the essence of what our workforce is and the truly significant value that our employees bring to the city. There are many activities that are initiated by Human Resources to ensure the maximum possible support is provided to the city. And these are just some of the items that HR is in charge of. I would like to say tonight that the mayor and his staff, and this includes Debbie and Ashley, that I work with on a daily basis, they are interacting with our employees, they meet with our employees, they learn our employees who they are, and they bring a tremendous amount of energy and focus on our staff. We've had several long-term employees to retire this year, and their combined service of retirees was 154 years of service to the city. The Parks Department has a combined service time of 91 years. Terry, thank you.
Terry's been here 90 of those 91 by himself. No, I'm just kidding.
If you have a question regarding the Parks Department, that's your team to contact because they have been here for a long time and they're very knowledgeable and helpful. I included some data points in your report. Some of those include, we had 56 hiring actions, and then we had 35 departing employees. This is a comparison staffing between 23 and 24. So last year we had 208 full-time employees, 36 part-time, and then this year we have 212 and 41 part-time. There's a report in there, hiring by department. You can see that Parks and Rec have the most hires, and that's due to the seasonal lifeguards that we hire in the summertime for the pools. For the first time in 2024, we offered 2 medical plans to our employees. We have a traditional plan, and then there's also a high deductible plan that was added this year for our employees to pick from. And then we also had an 11% enrollment in the high deductible plan. I don't know if you guys can see that very well. That's Glenn fishing with Citicorp. So just a lot of things that our employees do in the community, events, but him and some other people fish with Citicorp in a tournament this year. On employee training, we've covered hazard communication, a supervisor training for drug and alcohol. We had a First Amendment audit training and social media training for this year. We also cover various other trainings to include safety. So filling vacancies and recruiting in some of our positions can sometimes be challenging, but for example, the police department, and the chief happens to be here tonight, he is continuously changing up what they're doing as far as hiring, trying to recruit. This year what they've done is they have a continuous opening for entry-level police officers. So spread the word for us. But that's just one thing that they're doing, and so civil service is testing every month to try to help them with recruiting. The other thing that I've been involved in this year is the Work Opportunity Resource Kiosk. This is a Help Wanted board, and it's an interactive screen that was put at Polk County Resource Center by the Employment Accessibility Committee of the Russellville Area Chamber of Commerce, and it was funded by a grant. But the workstation is something that job seekers can go to with job postings. It's a resource that will provide them with resume writing, rehab services, veteran employment services, training programs, GED, just a number of things that they can get help with if they go to this interactive screen. In conclusion, I would like to say that the city is a good place to work, and that's thanks to all of the people that I get to work with and our incredible team.
Thank you, Ms. Vaughn. Anyone have any questions? I would like to mention that Ms. Vaughn not only takes care of our current employees, but she takes care of our retired employees too that come in and have problems, and she works with them. So she really has a lot on her plate, and she makes a big difference, and she brings kind of peace to some chaos sometimes. I'm grateful to have her in my building. So, all right, moving on, Mr. Gray, what do you got?
Thank you, Mayor. The Personnel Committee met today at 5 o'clock, and we considered a contract administrator, which is something that we actually already had, but it goes under our solid waste contract, and that had sort of been forgotten, subsumed, whatever, but we have brought that back because it was there already, so we need to approve that. Ms. Vaughn expertly got us a good job description, which we discussed. It will be a stipend position that the mayor will assign to an existing employee that will handle things with solid waste, such as going over the contract. And thank you to Mr. Smith for pointing out that we already had this and needed to address this. They will address complaints. They'll do things like site visits, communications with our solid waste provider, and other such duties. This passed the Personnel Committee, and Mayor, the Personnel Committee presents this as a due pass to the council.
Will we pass this through to finance for an
Oh, yeah,
appropriation
the other thing,
next?
finance, we will send this will be sent to finance for the appropriation for the $8,000 stipend. We'll do that in August.
Okay. All right. So I have a motion. And I guess we don't need a second, do we? Do we have any
No.
discussion? Yeah.
Second.
Okay, so, yeah. And all in favor? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anybody? Okay. Oh, this will, but the finance, when he goes through, yeah, so we have to pass this to move, yes. We do have to pass this, do we not, sir? Yes. So, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. And any opposed? All right, so we'll move that to finance for next month. All right, Chairman Westcott.
All right, thank you, Mayor. From our meeting this evening, some exciting things. Item number 1 is consideration of a reimbursement request for the second quarter expenses for 2024 from the Alliance Workforce Development portion in the amount of $21,369, and we present item number 1 as a motion to adopt.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, item 1 will carry.
Okay. Item number 2 resulted in a work session being scheduled for next Wednesday at 5:30. Item number 3 is consideration of a resolution that would authorize the mayor and city clerk treasurer to enter into an agreement with Johnson Consulting, Historic Preservation and Interior Design LLC to perform a historic resources resurvey of the Russellville Downtown Historic District. We present item number 3 as a motion to adopt.
Have a motion, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, item 3 will carry.
Items number 4 and 4A. Number 4 is an appropriation request from the 2021 Sales Tax Capital Fund number 7, the sum of $373,662 to be used as a 50% down payment on contract signing for the complete refurbishment of ladder number 2 for the fire department. And number 4A is consideration of a resolution for the city of Russellville, Arkansas to accept a bid through Sourcewell from Fire Trucks Unlimited to completely refurbish ladder number 2 vehicle for the fire department in the total amount of $747,324 on behalf of the fire department. It would authorize the mayor and city clerk treasurer to enter into an agreement for those services. We present items number 4 and 4A as a motion to adopt.
I have a motion, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item 4 and 4A will carry.
Item number 5 is consideration of a resolution for the city of Russellville, Arkansas to accept a bid through Omnia Partners from Game Time CO Cunningham Recreation to purchase new playground equipment for Washburn Park on behalf of the Russellville Parks and Recreation Department in the amount of $129,825.58. that would authorize the mayor and city clerk treasurer to enter into an agreement for that equipment for the city of Russellville. We present item number 5 as a motion to adopt.
Have a motion. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, item 5 will carry.
Item number 6 is consideration of a resolution that would authorize the mayor and city clerk treasurer, the finance director, the parks and recreation director, and the grants administrator to sign a grant application and associated paperwork with the Arkansas Department of Parks, Heritage, and Tourism for an outdoor recreation matching grant to be used for the construction of a Harmon Park Skate Park restroom addition, beginner-friendly skate park addition, and for other purposes. And we present item number 6 as a motion to adopt.
All right, I have a motion. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, that item will carry.
From our meeting last week, forwarded with recommendations of approval, is number 1, consideration of a resolution that would accept an offer from Entergy to convey a utility easement. It would authorize the mayor and city clerk treasurer to execute a public utility right-of-way easement deed to convey an easement to Entergy, Arkansas LLC. It would accept payment for that conveyance. It would direct the deposit of that into the general fund, and we present item number 1 as a motion to adopt.
All right, I have a motion. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item 1 will carry.
Item number 2 is consideration of a resolution that would accept a bid from Pinkley Sales Company to purchase 7 MyoVision single-camera video detection systems for the city of Russellville, Arkansas. It would authorize the mayor and city clerk treasurer to enter into an agreement with Pinkley Sales Company for that purchase on behalf of the city. And we present item number 2 as a motion to adopt.
Have a motion. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, item 2 will carry.
Items number 3 and 5 together. Item number 3 is an appropriation request from the 2021 Sales Tax Capital Fund, the sum of $69,110, and that's to be used for the first-year contract price for services and implementation of the flock safety system for the police department. Number 5 is consideration of a resolution that would waive competitive bidding. For that, it would authorize the city of Russellville to execute an agreement with Flock Group for the purchase of that safety platform. And we present items number 3 and 5 as a motion to adopt.
Have a motion. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Items 3 and 5 will carry.
Item number 4 is an appropriation request from the 2021 Sales Tax Capital Fund to the sum of $136,316.58 to be used to provide funding to purchase the new playground unit for Washburn Park. And we present item number 4 as a motion to adopt.
Have a motion. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item 4 will carry.
Item number 6 is consideration of a resolution for the amendment to the general fund budget to include an expenditure budget line for the HSA contribution expense. We present item number 6 as a motion to adopt.
Have a motion. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item will carry.
Item number 7 is consideration of a resolution for the amendment to the budget street funds, number 2 and number 28, to streamline the accounting by separating the operational expenses to fund number 2 and the project expenses to fund number 28. And we present item number 7 as a motion to adopt.
Have a motion. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item 7 will carry.
Let's do items number 8, 9, and 10 together. Item number 8 is consideration of a reimbursement request for the first quarter expenses for 2024 for the Arkansas Valley Alliance for Economic Development in the amount of $16,592.26 in accordance with their contract. Similarly, item number 9 is consideration of a reimbursement request for the second quarter expenses for 2024 for the Arkansas Valley Alliance for Economic Development in the amount of $14,606.18. Similarly, item number 10 is consideration of a reimbursement request for the second quarter expenses for 2024 for the Russellville Boys and Girls Club in the amount of $30,000 in accordance with their contracts. And we present items number 8, 9, and 10 as a motion to adopt.
I have motions and any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, 8, 9, and 10 will carry.
Item number 11 is consideration of a resolution that would authorize the mayor and city clerk treasurer with the Friends of the Lattimore Tourist House to submit an HPRG Option 2 grant application with the Arkansas Historic Preservation Program and approving the Friends of the Lattimore Tourist Home Incorporated application to that group for that grant for the restoration and rehabilitation of the Lattimore home on behalf of the city. And we present item number 11 as a motion to adopt.
Have a motion. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, that'll carry.
Mayor, that being the last on our portion, I yield the floor back to you.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate you. All right, moving on to unfinished old business. Item 1 is consideration of an ordinance vacating and abandoning a portion of the 25-foot of North Knoxville Avenue along lots 5 through 8, Block 11. This is the Gene Renfro edition of City of Russellville, Arkansas. This has been recommended by the Planning Commission. This is the third and final reading.
Mayor, I move that we suspend the rules, dispense with the requirement to read every word, and read the third and final time by title with a short explanation.
I have a motion and a second on the reading. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Sir?
An ordinance vacating and abandoning a portion of a 25 feet of North Knoxville Avenue along lots 5 through 8, Block 11, Gene Renfro Edition, City of Russellville, Arkansas, and for other purposes. This ordinance, if passed, would vacate those 25 feet along North Knoxville Avenue along the area as aforementioned, as further described in the exhibit of the aerial shown as Exhibit A.
Motion to adopt.
Did I hear a second? Okay, I have a, Mr. Keller second, I think. I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, item 1 will carry. Moving on to item 2, consideration of an ordinance vacating and abandoning a 60-foot portion of West 13th Street right-of-way between Lot 4, Block 11, Lot 1, Block 12, South Lawn Heights Edition, City of Russellville, Arkansas, for other purposes. This is unanimously recommended by the Planning Commission.
Mayor, I move that we suspend the rules, dispense with the reading requirement, read the third and final time by title with a short explanation.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Sir?
An ordinance vacating and abandoning a 60-foot portion of West 13th Street right-of-way between Lot 4, Block 11, and Lot 1, Block 12, South Lawn Heights Edition, City of Russellville, Arkansas, and for other purposes. This ordinance passed would vacate the aforementioned 60-foot portion of West 13 along the aforementioned blocks in the South Lawn Heights Edition as further described in the legal and attached to Exhibit A, and also as shown in the aerials attached to Exhibits B and C.
Motion to adopt.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Ms. Hatley, I just need to clarify, I was told that you are good with this, and because you had called my office this morning, I think you'd spoke with another council man, and just making sure that we're good. Mr. Garza cleared everything up with you? Mr. Garza, okay. Just want to clarify that we're good. Thank you so much for both being here.
Nice.
And for your service to our community. Okay, so we've got a motion, a second. All in favor? Any
Aye.
opposed? All right, we'll move on. Moving on to item 3, consideration of ordinance vacating and abandoning a portion of West C Street right-of-way between blocks F and G. This is in the Hall Edition, City of Russellville, and for other purposes. This is the third and final reading, and this is unanimously recommended by the Planning Commission.
Mayor, I move that we suspend the rules, dispense with the reading requirement, read the third and final time by title with a short explanation.
Have a motion and a second on the reading. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, sir.
An ordinance vacating and abandoning a portion of West C Street right-of-way between blocks F and G, Hall Edition, City of Russellville, Arkansas, and for other purposes. This ordinance, if passed, would vacate the aforementioned portion of West C between blocks F and G in the Hall Edition as further described in the legal description attached as Exhibit A and shown in the aerial attached with the resolution as Exhibit B.
Motion to adopt.
I have a motion and a second to adopt. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, let's move forward. Consideration of an ordinance vacating and abandoning a 50-foot right-of-way of Mountain View Street adjacent to Lot 119 and 120, and the last 60 feet of the 50-foot right-of-way of East Fir Street between lots 85 and 93, and running into Mountain View Street at lots 119 and 120 of the Ray Lee Jr.'s 4th subdivision of the City of Russellville, Arkansas, for other purposes. This is a second of 3 readings unanimously recommended by the Planning Commission.
Mayor, I move that we suspend the rules, dispense with the reading requirement, read the second and final time by title with a short explanation.
So I have a motion on suspending the rules and seconding, or reading the second and final time. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Sir?
An ordinance vacating and abandoning a 50-foot right-of-way of Mountain View Street adjacent to lots 119 and 120, and the last 60 feet of the 50 feet right-of-way of East First Street between lots 85 and 93, and running into Mountain View Street as lots 119 and 120 of the Ray Lee Jr.'s 4th subdivision, City of Russellville, Arkansas, and for other purposes. This ordinance, if passed, would vacate the aforementioned right-of-ways as previously described, as further shown in the legal description, or described as the legal description and attached to Exhibit A, and shown in the aerial attached with Exhibit B, both incorporated therein.
Motion to adopt.
I have a motion and a second to adopt. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, let's move forward. Moving on to item 5, consideration of an ordinance accepting the dedication of the easements to the City of Russellville, Arkansas, for other purposes. This is the second of 3 readings. It's recommended by the Planning Commission. This is the replat of Owens Corning subdivision at 1089 Tyler Road.
Mayor, I move that we suspend the rules, dispense with the reading requirement, read the second and final time by title with a short explanation.
I have a motion and a second to suspend the rules and read the second and final time. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Sir?
An ordinance accepting the dedication of the easements to the City of Russellville, Arkansas, and for other purposes. This ordinance, if passed, would accept the replat of the Owens Corning subdivision, which is attached as Exhibit A, as a plat made by All Terrain Surveying back on May 28th of 2024, and would set out approval of the acceptance of the improvements by bond as set by the city engineer.
Motion to adopt.
I have a motion and a second to adopt. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, we'll move forward with that. Item 6, consideration ordinance accepting the dedication of the easements of the City of Russellville. For other purposes, this is the second of 3 readings recommended by the Planning Commission. This is the final plat of the West Harrell Edition, which is located at 2303 North Arkansas Avenue.
Mayor, I move that we suspend the rules, dispense with the reading requirement, read the second and final time by title with a short explanation.
I have a motion and a second to suspend the rules, and also this will be the second and final reading. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
An
sir.
ordinance accepting the dedication of easements to the City of Russellville, Arkansas, and for other purposes. This ordinance, if passed, would accept the dedication of easements as contained in the final plat of the West Harrell Edition as made by Barrett Associates back on May 31st, 2024, which is attached to this ordinance incorporated herein as Exhibit A, and will allow the city engineer to set a bond on the proposed improvements for those dedicated easements.
Motion to adopt.
I have a motion and a second to adopt. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, moving on to item 7, consideration of an ordinance approving the final plat of Tyler Road Place, a minor subdivision, and accepting the dedication of easements to the city of Russellville, Arkansas for other purposes. This is the second and final reading recommended by the Planning Commission. This is the final plat of Tyler Road Place, 502 Tyler Road.
Mayor, I move that we suspend the rules, dispense with the reading requirement, read by title only with a short explanation.
I have a motion to suspend the rules. A motion and a second. I'm sorry, I jumped ahead, thank you. I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Sir?
An ordinance approving the final plat of Tyler Road Place, a minor subdivision, accepting the dedication of the easements to the city of Russellville, Arkansas, and for other purposes. This ordinance, if passed, would accept the final plat of Tyler Road Place, and accept the dedicated easements as shown therein by this final plat, as further shown within the plat on the plat made by Baird Associates dated May 13th, 2024, which is attached as Exhibit A incorporated therein, and would allow the city engineer to set a bond for those improvements.
Motion to adopt.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Moving on to new business, we have consideration of a resolution granting a license in land to Douglas Pearson for use of a portion of the city's right-of-way North Knoxville Avenue, subject to the terms of the agreement attached with this resolution and other purposes. This was submitted by Douglas Pearson and unanimously recommended by the Planning Commission. This is located at 1009 East F Street. Have a motion?
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, moving on to item 2. We have a consideration of an ordinance accepting the dedication of the easements to the city of Russellville, Arkansas for other purposes. This is recommended by the Planning Commission. It's located at the 800 block of South El Paso, just south of 8th Street.
Mayor, I move that we suspend the rules, dispense with the reading requirement, read the first of 2 readings by title with a short explanation.
All right, I got a motion to suspend the rules and read one of 2 times. Baraza, we have a motion and a second. All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, sir.
An ordinance accepting the dedication of the easements to the city of Russellville, Arkansas, and for other purposes. This ordinance, if passed, would accept the dedicated easements in the final plat of South El Paso Addition, which was located around the area of 850 to 900 South El Paso Avenue, which was approved by the Planning Commission back on July 2nd of this year, as further shown by the attached plat with this ordinance, labeled Exhibit A, made by Baird Associates, May 31st, 2024, and would set out or give authority to the city engineer to set a bond for the dedication and acceptance of the improvements as contained and shown in the plat.
All right. Thank you, sir. All right, you notice we had a late agenda item added. So we can just keep rolling through. Oh, okay, we have to. So somebody needs to make a motion to add this?
Second.
I have a motion and a second to add late agenda item. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. You don't need, we're good. Okay, this is a consideration of a resolution approving a ballot title for the annexation election referred to the qualified electors of the city of Russellville, Arkansas by ordinance 2493, comprising of 479 acres of land adjacent and contiguous to the city of Russellville, Arkansas, as further described in legal descriptions and maps in ordinance 2493. This was presented by Trey Smith, our city attorney. The election will be held on November 5th, 2024. Sir?
I believe after the agenda meeting, city clerk got a phone call from the election commission and about asking for a ballot title. Believe that, don't want to misquote you, but I think you said to use the title in the ordinance. They said that wasn't going to work. The last two annexation elections, there's not been a ballot title, or they've used the title from the ordinance. However, they insisted upon a ballot title, so this is in fulfillment of their request.
So this is just basically naming the ballot initiative for the annexation.
Motion to approve.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Well done.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, that'll move. I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to adjourn.
All right, we will adjourn. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for coming out. Thank you, sir, for all you do.